I knew this was big. I knew he was considered the best in the division and is very well respected. And here I come. No one expected me to win.
It was my first professional loss. I felt very sad and depressed. All of my future plans were in jeopardy. I know I have to get back to winning. I was not focused for that first fight. I had personal problems. I was going through a divorce and my weight kept going up. I didn't feel like myself.
People don't give me credit. If he wasn't prepared, that's his mistake. I faced some of the best fighters in the world. He should have known Orlando Salido. I had to keep the pressure on him. The fight was close, but once he went down in the 5th round, I knew the victory would be mine.
Ooh, left hook, right hand! The champion! He's down!
I knew I needed to keep my distance, but I just couldn't do it.
In the 8th round, I was hurting him with every punch I threw.
Lopez in trouble! Salido can finish him here! Orlando Salido! That's it! What a fight!
For me, this rematch is the most important fight of my life. My future depends on it. I must win it.
I've tasted the honey of fame. I don't want to lose my championship status. This is going to be a war.
Orlando Salido is a 2-time world featherweight titleist who took the WBO belt from Lopez in a decisive win last April in PR. Salido's 5th round knockdown of Lopez remains fresh in the minds of these Puerto Rican fans who hope for a different outcome this evening. Knockdowns were the subject of our Facebook poll, and the results are in. We asked you, how many knockdowns do you predict in tonight's Salido-Lopez rematch? Al, very interesting numbers.
I would have voted for exactly what the fans voted for. What about you, Antonio?
They said 2 knockdowns. I would have said 2 each, so 4 in all.
Okay, you like those knockdowns.
So there are a number of Hall of Fame fighters and luminaries in attendance tonight.
Ivan Calderon, one of the best smaller weight fighters of all time, a consummate boxer from here in Puerto Rico, who also had matches with great Mexican fighters. Jorge Arce, who's the WBO bantamweight champion. You've seen him here on Showtime. He is a spectacularly exciting fighter who was in one of the fight of years last year against a Puerto Rican, Fedor Vasquez Jr. The man who many people believe beat Manny Pacquiao in their last fight. It was the 3rd of their exciting fights. Juan Manuel Lopez, one of the great fighters in Mexican history. And did I say one of the great fighters? There's another one. Julio Cesar Chavez, of course, a multiple-time champion and doing commentary for the network in Mexico. And here's the guy who's been involved in some of the greatest fights in Puerto Rican history. He is well beloved here on this island, the former welterweight champ Felix Tito Trinidad.
He looks like he's still in shape and can get in there, even though he's got a little gray in his beard. Tito Trinidad. All right, we're ready for our main event. Which will it be, folks? Revenge or repeat? No longer unbeaten, and now the challenger. Juan Manuel Lopez fights for pride and country. No longer overlooked, and now the champion, Orlando Salido, fights to solidify his status. Gus Johnson here, ringside in PR, alongside Antonio Tarver and Al Bernstein. And Al, for Juanma, what will be the difference in tonight's fight?
Well, he hopes what will be the difference is that he will be able to box as a disciplined boxer and be intelligent over maybe the course of 12 full rounds. But I have to say, if he does that, Gus, it will be the first time he's ever done it in his career. He did go 12 rounds once before, but that was in a war against Rogers Matagua. He is a fighter that has to change his personality. And can he do it? And can he be disciplined in front of this excited crowd that will be urging him to be a warrior?
Antonio, this time, Salido comes into this fight as the champion, not the challenger.
But he still feels like Rodney Dangerfield because they just won't give him any respect. He has to do what he did the first time again before people can truly feel that he deserves to be featherweight champion. They feel that if all goes well with Lopez and he gets rid of all of his problems, it's business as usual. They're not taking this guy serious. I think they're overlooking him once again. All
right, this crowd is really riveted, fired up, and ready to watch the rematch. Salido taking on Lopez. And the rivalry continues between Puerto Rico and Mexico.
You look at some of these great fighters, and Antonio Robert talking about Wilfredo Gomez, who fought everybody and had great fights with the great Mexican champions. This one will certainly go down in history as one of those.
My favorite on that list is Salvador Sanchez, even though he did not get a chance to fight all of the Puerto Rican fighters, but I think he would have had many more on that list.
Packed house here in San Juan, ready to watch their hometown hero face a Mexican warrior. This time, Juan Manuel Lopez will come into the ring first. The last time he came into the ring, he came in with pyrotechnics. It'll be interesting to see how he enters this time. Juan Manuel Lopez, no pyrotechnics, fireworks, and outrageous outfits. He comes in a man determined, a man focused, and a man seeking redemption.
You know, he is 9-1 in title matches. The only time he ever failed, obviously, was against Orlando Salido, and that's the only time he failed as a professional. Here's a man walking into this kind of excitement and crowd, and he's got to turn that motor down once the fight starts. There's a lot of energy here.
You're absolutely right, Al, but at the fighters meeting, he was not the same Lopez. He was more stoic, he was more serious, and I think it's going to take a very serious Lopez to get the job done tonight.
What's going through the mind right now of Juan Manuel Lopez? He comes in front of his home fans, trying to regain his belt.
This entire island has been afire in the last few days, and the outpouring of this emotion now is a part of that. But again, he has to sink this in, but use this energy in the right way.
You know what, Al, even though he hear all the cheers, he know all of his loved ones here, he should block it all out. He has to have ton of vision tonight, and he's going to have a great case of amnesia, because he's going to have to forget about the first time he met Salido.
Felix Trinidad, a good friend of Juan Manuel Lopez. We know what his prediction is. Apparently he just gave it to us, huh?
The champion, Orlando Salido. The last time we saw him here, it was the greatest moment of his boxing career as he stopped Juan Manuel Lopez and took away his title in his hometown. Ironically, he revisits the spot of his greatest achievement, defending his belt on foreign soil. Why would he agree to this kind of situation, these kind of conditions, when he's the champion?
You know, he didn't have a second's doubt about coming here to fight this fight. He told us, it's a business decision. He said, I don't care where I fight. He is the road warrior, a little bit like your old pal Glenn Johnson, who goes everywhere.
And you know what, Al, that's true. But guess what? He's proven that he can do it once. So all the pressure's on Lopez. Why not? I beat you here before. I'll come back to your hometown, the scene of the crime the last time, and do it again. That's a true fighter and a true warrior.
You know, we have to remember that this man, we talk about him maybe not getting a decision, but remember, when he stopped Lopez the last time, that was controversial. A Puerto Rican referee who did stop the fight on his behalf. So while he's walking into a lion's den, it's not a place where he necessarily will get a raw deal.
And that brings us to the tail of the tape. Lopez Salido 2 here in San Juan, Puerto Rico.
As you look at these numbers, obviously some of them are very similar. The one that I think is important, and maybe for different reasons, is the age. Salido is 31. He's been a pro since he was 15 years of age. Now you would think that means he's more shop-worn than Juan Manuel Lopez. Not necessarily so. Lopez has been in many wars as well and taken a lot of punishment as well.
All right, we are ready for action here in San Juan. Great crowd in attendance. So let's go to our ring announcer, the classy Jimmy Lennon Jr.
Ladies and gentlemen, damas y caballeros, welcome to Coliseo Roberto Clemente in San Juan, Puerto Rico for the featured bout of the evening. Brought to you by Top Rank Incorporated, NPR Best Boxing, in association with Sunfair Promotions, Tecate con Carácter, and Showtime. Sancionada por la OMB, Presidente Francisco Valcárcel, Supervisor Jorge Molina. Introducing our judges, scoring from ringside, presentando a los jueces. From Minnesota, Denny Nelson. From Florida, Michael Pernick. From Puerto Rico, Cesar Ramos. And our referee in charge of the action, Roberto Ramírez Sr. Bien, amigos, esta es la pelea estelar de la noche. All right, fans, here we go with the main event of the evening. 12 rounds of boxing in a rematch for the WBO Featherweight Championship of the world. And now, ladies and gentlemen in attendance and boxing fans joining us around the world, en vivo desde Puerto Rico, it's showtime! Introducing to you first, the challenger, fighting out of the blue corner, wearing purple trunks with silver and black trim. He weighed in at 125 3/4 pounds. Presentando al retador, el orgulloso guerrero boricua en la esquina azul. Tiene un peso de 125 libras y 3/4, currently ranked the WBO #1 contender with a record of 31 wins, 1 loss, 28 wins coming by way of knockout. Con un récord de 31 victorias y 1 derrota, tiene 28 ganadas por la vía del knockout. Ladies and gentlemen, here is the hard-hitting two-time champion of the world, clasificado número 1, peso pluma de la OMB. Aquí está el campeón mundial 2 veces de Caguas, Puerto Rico, introducing Juan Manuel Lopez. And his opponent across the ring, defending world champion, fighting out of the red corner, wearing silver trunks with blue trim. He weighed in at the limit of 126 pounds. Y su rival en la esquina roja, pesando 126 libras. With a record of 37 wins, 11 losses, 2 draws, and 1 no decision. He has 25 wins coming by way of knockout. Tiene un récord de 37 victorias, 11 derrotas, 2 empates y 1 sin concurso, con 25 ganadas por la vía del knockout. From Ciudad Obregón, Sonora. again, our referee in charge of the action, Roberto Ramirez Sr.
Ok, muchachos, ya yo ahora di las instrucciones, peleen bien, mantenga la guardia arriba. ¿Saben? Todo bien. Vos.
We're ready for our main event. Puerto Rico, Juan Manuel Lopez, no longer faced with distractions outside of the ring, but can he figure out a way at home once again to beat the only man to break his will? Orlando Salido took that championship last April, and he has no problems coming back into PR to defend it in front of his wife, Myra, pregnant with their third child. This could be a special one, folks. Round number one.
If you had to give one bullet headline about this fight, in my opinion, is it all boils down to whether the overhand right of Orlando Salido is going to continue to land and whether Lopez can stop it. If he can't stop it, he will not win.
And according to Lopez, he wants to box a little bit more, take his time, and use his skills.
And this is to his advantage because he has ability to do that. And there's no real reason why he shouldn't, especially if it's going to spell victory tonight for him.
But according to Salido, regardless of what Lopez's early plans are, he knows that he's going to resort back to his old habits.
Well, the reason Orlando Salido believes that is because he always has in every single fight. And the question is, can he, as he said, be intelligent enough to box? And will Salido give him a chance to fight at that pace? We'll see. Early on here, Salido, of course, pushing forward.
First round scheduled for 12 for the WBO Featherweight Championship. The champion, Orlando Salido, in the silver and blue, the challenger, and former champion, Juan Manuel Lopez, in the purple and silver.
There's Salido throwing that right hand again. In each of their last fights, Wang Hai knocked down Orlando Salido twice. The first was a left hook so unbelievable, I can't believe Salido got up from it. And for Lopez in his last fight, he beat Mike Oliver, but was outlanded 39-27 in just the 2 rounds he fought against Oliver in terms of power punches. And so, you know, his defense didn't improve in the last fight either.
Lopez very light on his feet here in this first round, very relaxed, keeping his guard up high.
Salido just got in a nice short left hook. And the one thing I noticed when watching tapes of Lopez, when the opponent gets close, he stands straight up. This is an Achilles heel for him because every time an opponent comes close to you, you're supposed to get in a shell. He stands straight up with his chin high, and it's very dangerous. It makes him accessible to those big right hands.
20 seconds remaining in the first. Salido has been the aggressor. He's the bull in the first round. Lopez the matador. Nice right hook and pivot by Juan Manuel Lopez.
We talk about the right of Salido, but there was a very good left hook. Look, he wanted to unload with the right. Instead, he landed a really good left hook, and Lopez wobbled just a moment or two. Let's take a look at the keys to victory for Salido. He certainly wants to keep as frenetic a pace as he can in this fight and pressure him. And as he comes forward, he's got to move his head well. He did that in the first round. The overhand right is the ticket in this fight. That was his big weapon in the last fight. For Juan Manuel Lopez, if he is to box, the jab is essential to Lopez. In his last 10 fights, he's only landed 4 jabs per round. Got to do better than that tonight. He's got to avoid the overhand right. That's his Achilles heel. And his power's in his right hook. But I think the left is the punch that Lopez can land against Salido.
Juan Manuel Lopez's family here, his children, along with his ex-wife. Barbara, his ex-wife, showing support for the former champion and father of her children.
He said, you know, one of the things, she was always cooking for him during the preparations of fights, and that didn't happen, obviously, for the last one, but it's good on many levels to see that the family is reconciled in that way. Here comes Salido, bombing with those right hands again.
And I know that first round was a fill-out round, but I noticed, it seemed to me that Lopez seemed to be a little gun-shy.
Yep, I agree.
It seemed like he's not throwing those punches with authority. It's like he's going through the motions.
And now Salido trying to jump on Lopez. Right hand by Salido backs up Juanma.
Not only did it back him up, it buckled him. Yep. That punch got through, and it hurt Lopez.
Juan Manuel Lopez is trying to do something very difficult tonight. Change his fighting identity at the most important moment of his career. And it's hard.
Salido feeling that he will resort back to his boxing identity. A left hook by Salido. Lopez in the corner now. Salido closing in. Lopez a little wobbly in the ring, trying to stay on his toes. Now Lopez with a nice combination, and the fans get behind him.
Juan Manuel Lopez is pushing his punches. He is not throwing them with authority. And there was another nice little left uppercut by Salido. Salido has had steady pressure in this fight. It hasn't been a frenetic pace, but it's been a lot of pressure from Salido. Nice counterpunching, though, by Lopez.
I think what'll help Lopez right now is if he can dig some of those good body shots downstairs as this man is coming close to him. But again, he stands straight up.
Oh, a nice left hook by Orlando Salido. Backs Lopez up again. Lopez, you just don't see the confidence. You don't see the fire and intensity in his work. Here in the second round, you see a timidness almost. Right hand Salido gets through. Lopez will have to come out of his shell, and maybe that was it.
Orlando Salido, as we mentioned, has had steady pressure. But one of the most important things, we talked about moving his head. He has fought a very good fight defensively. Made Lopez miss punches and then come to both the body and the head. So this will start with defense, and then we will see the Salido offense. He's working the body, and there's the clubbing right hand that we saw so many times in their last fight. Toward the end of the round, Lopez was more active, throwing punches, did land the one good straight left, but for the most part was not that sharp in that round and was outlanded in power punches 18-8 by Salido.
Nothing happened. Don't get desperate and keep your hands up. Make sure you're covering yourself.
The third round scheduled for 12 for the WBO Featherweight Championship of the World, 126 pounds. Orlando Salido is the champion from Mexico, taking on the challenger, Juan Manuel Lopez. From here in Puerto Rico, the former champion. And in the first two rounds, Salido has been the aggressor. We haven't seen Juanma the way we are accustomed to seeing him fight. But you get a feeling it's about to come out. He's got to do what he's got to do.
Very big moment there, though. Lopez landed a counter right hook. They told Salido, don't be desperate. Don't be wild in there in your pressure. He was a little wild, and he took a big right hook from Lopez, and that's the power punch for Lopez.
Let's take a look at the power punches from the last round. Salido 18 of 40, 45%. Lopez 8 of 41, 20%. Nice straight right hand sends Lopez back to the ropes.
And even though Salido hasn't really landed that big knockout punch, it's these punches that are getting through, and it doesn't seem like Lopez is taking them very well. I mean, he's being hurt by these shots.
Where's the Juan Manuel Lopez we're accustomed to seeing? The one that has no problems taking risks, but throwing punches.
Well, he's trying to fight a more tactical fight. And there he took another right hand from Salido. He's actually trying to do what he's supposed to do, but he's just not that man. This is not the kind of fight he can fight. He's going to have to get in the trenches at some point, probably. Another right hand by Salido.
I mean, I was coming in this fight, I felt that if Lopez can avoid getting hit by these big shots, he might have a chance to win this fight, but he's not avoiding those big shots.
Now, mind you, and he was frozen there by those shots by Salido. And Salido's actually fighting very intelligently now. He's not as wild as he was in his attacking. He doesn't need to be. Switching to lefty, which is interesting. And there's
left hook right hand by Salido, followed by a straight right hand. Uppercut gets through. Juanma may be hurt. Juanma not answering back. Salido trying to bring Juanma out of his shell. Fight me like you know how to. I dare you. I'm in your house. I took the championship from you here. 18 seconds ago in the third. When will we see Juan Manuel Lopez? This isn't the man we're accustomed to seeing.
We're looking at him now, Gus, but he's not the same fighter. I mean, with these wars he's been in, he's not taking these punches good, but he's going to fight because he's a champion that he is. He's going to fight.
That's it. You have to hit him first. You have to hit him first. That's it. With nice and forced. That's how you have to counter.
Early on in the round, he would get a warning, would Orlando Salido, for this punch. That was kind of on the belt line. The next one hit the belt line, and he got a warning from Robert Ramirez Sr. for hitting low, although I don't know if those were low blows. But here is a punch that we're not accustomed to seeing, a left uppercut from the outside by Salido, as he was a lefty. So he's showing, on top of everything else, as if Juan Manuel Lopez doesn't have enough trouble, Salido is showing him new wrinkles in this fight. He's actually showing him some new looks that he didn't see in the first fight, which is remarkable.
We begin the fourth round, scheduled for 12 for the WBO Featherweight Championship, 126 pounds. Orlando Salido, the champion, in silver and blue. Juan Manuel Lopez, the challenger, in purple. And this fight dominated so far by the aggressive Orlando Salido. Lopez trying to figure this tough warrior out, as Salido is almost begging him to engage.
Orlando Salido is fighting a spectacular fight. Not only is he doing the things we expected him to do, but we mentioned before he switched to lefty. He's using his left hand much more than he did in the first fight, and honestly has actually fought better in this fight than he did in the first fight.
Yes, he did, because he's avoiding those big shots by those shots by Lopez. And in the fighter meeting, here was a guy that you can tell was not satisfied. He was hungry. He lost his title before in his first defense, and he know what it feels like to lose a championship. He's fighting to hold on to everything he has right now tonight.
As we take a look at power punches in the last round, Salido 29 of 63, 46%. Lopez only 6 of 22. And right now, Orlando Salido looks like the bully.
And we have to remind you that one right hook from Lopez, if he gets leverage on it, could change this fight. But he just doesn't look like that punch is getting there. Lopez is still a big puncher. Oh, an elbow from Lopez, a little desperation. The big headline of this fight is how well Salido has used his left hand. It's added another dimension that Lopez is giving Lopez huge trouble.
Where is Juan Ma? We're waiting to see him. He's in there somewhere. Nice. Left hook by Juan Manuel Lopez.
And that's
followed by a right hook by Juan, followed by a straight left hand. He's finding a little rhythm, and he's gaining his confidence against the only man that's ever beaten him. He's got the crowd behind him. Lopez, stiff jab. 34 seconds to go. Lopez, he's got a bounce in his step now here in the fourth. It's been his best round.
He's still been outlanded so far in this round, but he has come back and made a round of it.
He's got to find that one punch that's going to turn it around.
Yep.
And we know Salido is a hard man. I mean, he can take a punch.
Swelling under the left eye of Salido, so he's been with a couple right hands there. Not for the faint of heart inside that ring. Here is a punch that was low from Orlando Salido, even though he didn't get caution for it. And he wasn't the only one that bent the rules in the last round. Here is Lopez getting him here with an elbow. Whacked him on the side of the ear with that. And so it's getting rough in there.
Where is this young man? 28 years old. Antonio, when you've lost, what goes through your mind when you face the same man that handed you the first loss of your entire career?
Yeah, you know, he has a lot of doubts going through his head right now. But, you know, he has a big heart. He has all his loved ones, his fans here. And he has all the motivation to turn this fight around. But, again, he has to find it within himself. It's scary to go back in there with a guy that knocked you out.
Now, I think in that last round, he landed his most significant punches, and I thought there were some power punches that got the attention of Orlando Salido. So we'll see if that can continue, even though I still think Salido probably won that round.
This fight scheduled for 12 rounds for the WBO Featherweight Championship. Orlando Salido, the champion in silver, taking on Juan Manuel Lopez, the man he took the title from in purple. He took it from him in Puerto Rico, and he's here to defend it once again.
One positive thing we can say for Lopez, he landed only 19% of his punches in the last fight. He's landing 39% in this fight. He's still down to Salido, but he is landing at a better rate.
And he's still coming forward with that chin high. That's dangerous for any fighter because, man, Salido throws these looping overhand shots that you don't see. And you run right into it when you have your chin high, like Lopez.
Salido coming straight ahead. Lopez not using any angles to turn him and throw shots. It's there. Also, Salido bending over. The uppercut. A possibility as well for Juan Manuel Lopez if he can find himself in this fight. Nice looping right hand by Orlando Salido.
Lopez is, the best I can say, and I think, I don't want this to sound inappropriate, Juan Manuel Lopez is doing the best impression he can of a boxer-puncher, and he's having some success at it, just not enough. And remember, he's not been that before.
And, you know, I don't think he's tricking. He's not showing any traps. He's not setting any traps for Salido. He needs to be setting traps where this guy walks right into it so he can land those leverage, have leverage on his punches.
Yeah, I agree. And he's done it on occasion, but not nearly enough. Oh, big right again by Salido. And the body work of Salido, very impressive.
Ooh, he barely missed with a left hook.
Wow. Don't you feel like there's something big coming?
Yes, you do. Oh, there it is, a left hook by Salido. Lopez smiles. That means he's hurt. Salido moving in
for the kill. 18 seconds ago, and he slips.
That was a knockdown.
That may be called a knockdown. That was from a punch.
And he's hurt.
That was from a punch. Yes, a right hook.
Wow. Here comes Juanma. Is Salido hurt? And that's the end of the round. That's the end of the round. Yeah, Juanma now starting to get his machismo back. It's been gone. And that gets this crowd on their feet.
Salido apparently walked into a right hook. He had Lopez in all kinds of trouble, was winning the round dramatically. Walked into a perfect right hook. Much like the punch, except there was a left that Wang Hae landed against Salido. To get up from that is staggering.
And you know what? He almost didn't get up from it. And you know what? Juanma did not throw that punch hard. It was just a punch that he delivered.
Yes.
And he caught him with that punch he did not see. That was a trap that I was speaking of earlier. All the time, you don't have to put all your power on a punch. Just deliver it.
Sonny Liston, Muhammad Ali, Lewis and Maine.
6 inches.
6 inches.
Felix Trinidad likes it, that's for sure. And it shows you the toughness of Salido. Now we got to fight.
6 rounds scheduled for 12. Juan Manuel Lopez, the challenger in purple. Orlando Salido, the champion, knocked down at the end of the 5th round.
Now, mind you, I made that a 10-9 round only for Lopez because he was completely dominated the rest of the round. Now, the judges may not. Well, another low blow by Salido. He's flirting with danger.
The right hook at the end of the 5th, so quick by Juan Manuel Lopez.
And you know what? That's always been one of his best punches, that little sneaky right hook as you're coming in. You don't see that punch that comes from the blind side.
Oh, big right hand by Salido. Backs up Lopez. He takes it.
Wow. This is turning into some fight, gentlemen.
That might have been the worst thing Lopez could have did.
2 minutes to go in the 6th.
You know, Lopez took that right hand better that time than he had earlier.
All right, let's check in with Chuck Giampo for the Showtime unofficial scorecard. Chuck.
Yes, in the last round, Salido was winning the round. When he got dropped, it was considered a knockdown. I gave that round 10-9 for Lopez, but I still have Salido winning 9-46.
1:16 to go in the 6th, scheduled for 12 for the WBO Featherweight Championship of the World. Things starting to heat up now. In Puerto Rico, Orlando Salido, the champion in silver and blue. Juan Manuel Lopez, the former champion and challenger in purple. We've had one knockdown in this fight. Salido going down at the end of the 5th.
Right now you see Juanma, he's boxing really well. He's haven't been hit with anything big thus far since early in this round.
Salido is taking a lot of... Oh, wow, there's the right
hook.
He's standing straight up again against the
ropes. Takes another right hand. A looping right hook. A left hook. And Manuel Lopez fights off the ropes. Salido jumping on him. Straight right hand.
That would have knocked out any normal man.
Yes.
You have to take and take your head off to Lopez. He's a gritty fighter.
Oh gosh, and then some.
He's taking some shots. Salido. Now Lopez delivers a straight left. And that's the end of the 6th. Wow.
Listen to me. We're in the trenches now. You got to battle back now.
Orlando Salido, coming back from a knockdown in the previous round, just dominated this round against Juan Manuel Lopez. Bullied him, landed body punches, and then mixing up the hooks and the right hands, more so even than in the first fight. And then there was more pressure, landing hooks, overhand rights. There's the hook again from Salido. It's not his signature punch, but man, it's a powerful punch, and the right hand gets in as well. He just controlled Lopez and has landed 132 power punches to only 65 for Lopez, so he is just controlling.
Some swelling under the left eye of Orlando Salido as we head into the 7th round, scheduled for 12. 126-pound fighters in the ring for the WBO Featherweight Championship of the world. Orlando Salido, the champion in silver and blue, knocked down in the 5th round by the challenger and former champion Juan Manuel Lopez, who had his title taken in his home country by this man. But he did score the big knockdown at the end of the 5th. Salido, though, it seemed like it's fired him up.
Again, and I think this is a real telltale. He cannot continue to stand straight up. He has to get that chin low, especially when Salido is close to him. It's causing him to take so much unnecessary punishment.
Left hook by Salido. Lopez has spent a lot of time on the ropes in this fight.
Defensive liabilities have been the one issue for Juan Manuel Lopez in his career. He finished, the only fight he's finished in 12 rounds, he's gone 12. He finished out on his feet practically against Rogers Matago and won a decision. He's been down several times in his career. Defense is his Achilles heel, and mostly the overhand right, but tonight the left hook has been there as well. He continues to fight back, and as Antonio pointed out, let no one ever question the grit or heart or determination of Juan Manuel Lopez, or Salido for that matter, who got up from a monstrous short right hook.
Orlando Salido, so rugged, tough Mexican fighter. Great head movement, left hook, right hand, left hook, step. Backs up Lopez, he's wobbly now.
Lopez is never out of the fight, but man, is he taking a lot of punishment.
Well said, Antonio. That's exactly true. Because you could always have another one of those right hooks land.
Doesn't look like his feet is up under him solid right now.
Left hook. Another left hook by Salido. Right hand by Salido. Orlando Salido, heat from the very beginning on Lopez. 30 seconds to go. Juanma fighting for his life right now. Oh, great action here, folks, at the end of the 7th. And a worried Tito Trinidad.
Salido has gone to the body very effectively, and it's helped set up other punches. Sometimes he falls in and he gets countered, but not in this instance. The right hand to the body helps set up that left hook. Well, there's a right actually to the head, and then here comes the body punch, and then switching to left-handed momentarily lands the left hand. A lot of nuances to what Orlando Salido is doing, really. And there again, the looping left hook that lands. He's falling in sometimes, but Lopez not hitting with the counter.
It's hard to see those punches because he's ducking. They watched a lot of film on Lopez, and they know that this guy stands straight up when you're close to him. And those overhand rights, he just can't defend against.
Round 8 scheduled for 12 for the WBO Featherweight Championship of the World. Orlando Salido, last 3 rounds really coming on. against Juan Manuel Lopez, the challenger in the purple.
Salido is 31, has been fighting since he was 15 years of age. But does he look like a fighter who is shop worn? Not even in the least. He said to us, all of us at the fighter meeting, I feel like a young 31. I feel like this is the beginning of something big for me.
No tire, no tire, no tire, break.
And he's fighting that way.
Cuidado con la cabeza.
There's been one knockdown in this fight. At the end of the 5th round, Lopez with a sneaky right hook right on the chin of Salido, and the champion went down. As we take a look at the total power punching numbers, Salido 164 of 391, 42%.
And those show stats numbers there, as you see them continuing to update, and you see the huge margin for Orlando Salido in this fight. They are throwing almost the same amount of punches, about 20 more for Salido, but he is landing at a better rate, Salido. Now he's backed up for the first time, Salido, in a while, but he is counter-punching off the ropes. Wow, this is some fight. It really is. Even though Salido is probably winning most of the rounds, we think. Oh, hitting on the break by Lopez.
Lopez making the decision now to get in close.
And Salido said,
this is more than Lopez we're accustomed to see.
He might have Salido on his heels a little, even though Salido's counter-punching off those ropes. Wow.
What a war.
Again, Lopez is standing straight up, and he's susceptible for those big overhand rights from Salido.
Look at the combination punching by Orlando Salido, now backing up. 4-punch combination.
These are two men in there, guys. I mean, this is spectacular. Even though Salido's winning this fight, Lopez is acquitting himself with dignity, valor, and toughness.
Remember, Lopez has 28 knockouts to his credit, 31-1. Juan Ma moving forward. Juan Ma.
He took that shot like a man. Wow.
That was a beautiful counter left hook that Antonio's referred to by Salido. Salido has thrown 90 punches in this round and landed 35.
And the one difference in this round is Lopez has been the aggressor.
Yes.
This entire round, he's backed Salido up.
Even though he's losing the round, he's still been the aggressor.
Will the 31 years of age make a difference for Orlando Salido as this fight goes on?
In this action here, both men on the inside, and Lopez kind of pushing down. Now, when the referee comes in, Lopez perhaps guilty of some hitting on the break, although that was marginal. I said it when it was live, but now looking at it on replay, I'm going to be a little less critical of Lopez. And Orlando Salido, this combination punching, getting through the guard for the most part of Lopez, and Lopez landed a good counter punch of his own. And there's the right hook of Lopez. Lopez was able to have his moments in that last round. He was outlanded by about 16 punches, but he did land some things. And you know what? The right hook is starting to emerge a little for Lopez in this fight.
And that's the punch he has always thrown crisp and always thrown short. That punch can be a surprise punch in this fight.
And that's the one punch that could hurt Salido, and of course it did knock him down earlier in this match.
9th round, scheduled for 12 for the WBO Featherweight title. Juan Manuel Lopez, the challenger in purple. Orlando Salido, the Mexican champion, in silver and blue.
Excuse me, Salido's been 12 rounds, and he has won 3 and won 1, lost 3, and has a no decision in 12 rounds. The no decision was a fight in which he beat Robert Guerrero but tested positive for a banned substance, so they changed it to a no decision. Lopez had been 12 rounds once, but it was a very tough affair in which he barely ended up on his feet in winning a decision against Mataga.
Now Lopez going to the body. Lopez with some clean shots. Lopez. Nuts and guts, folks.
I'll tell you what, Salido said that when it came down to it, he'll find Lopez in the center of the ring, going toe-to-toe, and he got what he asked for.
Oh, this is staggering.
Beautiful. boxing, folks. This is what we love. Swelling under both eyes of Orlando Salido.
I don't think that's going to slow him down at all.
No. Juan Manuel. Digging. Left hook. Right hook. Up top with the right hand.
Those body shots may be getting to Salido.
Salido. Mouth open. Listen to this crowd. Salido punching off the ropes. Uppercut gets through. Juan Manuel leaning forward, takes another uppercut, a left hand this time. 48 seconds ago in the 9th round. One of the great rounds we've seen this year. Can you say Corrales Castillo? Wow.
Talking about laying it all out on the line, giving it all, everything you have for the victory. It's incredible.
What a round! Wow. Nothing like it in a long time. In a round in which Orlando Salido outlanded him, Lopez 37-22, but it felt closer than that, didn't it? Both men wailing away. Lopez pushed Salido back for much of the round, but both men landed monster shots. Left hooks by Salido, right hand, and of course Lopez landing some excellent right hooks as well. They just both went at it over the whole 3-round period. And the lead right hands by Salido were pretty spectacular.
Al, if there ever was a 10-10 round, that was one.
You could make a strong case for it. Myra, Salido. And look at Salido's eyes. Swelling under both. He's blinking. Breathing. At the beginning of the 10th round, out of his mouth. Now, Salido has landed almost 100 punches more than Lopez. Oh, my! Lopez hurt!
He's out
and he goes down! Salido with the uppercut. Juan Manuel staggering.
That's
it's
it.
over again!
That's it. That's a good stoppage. Good stoppage. Young man took a lot of punishment tonight, Al.
Wow. Orlando Salido does it again in Puerto Rico. One of the important subplots of all this was that the two swelled up eyes of Salido were making things problematic for him, but then he got Lopez in big trouble, knocked him down. He would struggle to his feet, and you see how he wobbled. Now the referee did the right thing there, not stopping at that moment, but let's take a look again at the knockdown.
there would be a huge right hand. That's the one that just got him in big trouble, and then the left, and there would be another right uppercut. Those were tremendous punches, and followed by a left. Now, it's important to note that the referee, Robert Ramirez Sr., took a moment to take a look at Lopez. And now, he still didn't stop it, but all of a sudden he sees Lopez wobbling and he looks at him and says, no, I've got to stop this fight.
That's a great stoppage.
Yes, it is.
Sometimes you have to save a guy from himself.
Yes.
We knew Lopez was going to get up. We knew he wanted to fight and continue on, but it was just too far gone. I mean, he would have to have a miracle punch to stop Salido, and it seems as if Salido was getting stronger. He fought a gallant fight. You can't take anything away from Lopez.
Let's go inside the ring to Jimmy Lennon Jr.
Ladies and gentlemen, we have the time of 32 seconds in round number 10. Tenemos el tiempo, 32 segundos en round número 10. El referee paró la pelea. The referee stops the contest. The winner by way of technical knockout, and still the WBO Featherweight Champion of the world, Orlando City Salido.
Orlando Salido retains his WBO Featherweight Championship belt. Once again beating Juan Manuel Lopez in his home country in the final show stats.
You can see the big margin in number of punches landed and in power punches landed. And for Salido, only 5 jabs landed in this fight, intriguingly. But all those power punches, the left hooks, the left uppercuts, the overhand rights that landed against Juan Manuel Lopez, who of course also did his share of landing. That's why those eyes are so swelled up for Orlando Salido.
All right, Ray.
Time now to go inside the ring with Jim Gray, who's standing by with the champion.
All right, Gus, thank you very much. Orlando, congratulations. Felix De Jesus will translate for us. How would you assess this battle that you were just in?
Felicidades, Orlando. ¿Cómo esta batalla, cómo tú dices que fue esta batalla?
Fue como lo que dije, iba a ser una guerra arriba del ring. Empezamos a intercambiar golpes, es un peleador muy fuerte. Él tiene todo para ser campeón, también es un buen peleador.
This is how he planned this fight. He knew it was going to be a tough fight. They knew they were going to counter punch and change punches, and it was just a tough fight. He's a tough fighter.
You landed more than 2-to-1 power punches. Coming into this fight, would he have thought that be possible?
¿Tú pensabas que iba a tirar 2 sobre 1 en lo que se refiere a trompadas sobre López?
No te entendí.
¿Tú pensabas que en esta pelea tú ibas a tirar casi doble de lo que tiró López en esta pelea?
Claro que sí, para llegar a una edición y tener posibilidades tenía que tirar el doble de él.
He knew that if he was here in Puerto Rico and to win the decision, he needed to throw at least 2-to-1.
Before we look at the knockdown, ask him to describe in his mind what he can remember of that 9th round. That was one of the greatest rounds that we've seen in an awful long time.
Antes de ver el knockout, describe un poquito el 9º round, que es uno de los mejores que hemos visto últimamente.
No, pues fue un round a tú por tú, como te digo, es un peleador fuerte que no se deja, ni yo tampoco. Combatimos hasta que cayeron los dos, y gracias a Dios pues él fue el que cayó.
We were both competed in that round. It was punch for punch, and luckily he's the one that fell.
Let's take a look now, if we can, Orlando, on the monitor right here. Tell us about the knockdown here in the 10th round.
¿Cómo fue el knockdown aquí en el 10º?
Le pegué unos uppercitos y un volado derecha. Luego el último fue un upper. ¡Oh!
He worked with the uppers, and then he came down with the uppers, and then the right hand put him down.
And then did you feel as though he was going to be able to get up, and he was able to get up? Did you know the fight was over at that moment?
¿Pensaba que ya la pelea se había acabado en ese momento?
No, yo sabía que me quedaban 3 rounds todavía porque era el 10º y tenía que luchar hasta el final.
Yeah, he knew this guy was a warrior, so he still had 3 rounds in the bank just in case.
What does this rivalry mean to you now that you've concluded 2 fights against Juan Manuel Lopez?
¿Qué significa esta rivalidad para tú ya que has terminado 2 peleas con él?
Pues es un clásico entre México y Puerto Rico que siempre ha existido desde que existe el boxeo. Siempre hay competencias y gracias a Dios nos tocó vencer ahora.
This is a classic between Mexico and Puerto Rico. It's always existed in boxing, and this time it was his turn to win.
How about a third? Would you do it again?
Otra tercera pelea frente a él.
Estoy listo. Y quiero mandarle a Julio Chávez Jr. y que le eche ganas que el que sigue ahora.
Yeah, he's ready to fight for a third fight.
Yeah.
He's ready.
Congratulations. It was one of the outstanding performances.
Thank you. Thank you.
All right, let's bring in Juan Manuel Lopez. Juanma.
Muy fuerte.
Felix, what did he say? What did he say to you right there, Juanma?
¿Qué te dijo ahora mismo él?
No, que iba peleando muy bien, que soy muy fuerte, fue lo que dijo.
Yeah, that he was very strong in this fight, that it was a very tough fight.
How would you describe this fight, Juanma?
¿Cómo tú describes esta pelea, Juanma?
No, una pelea fuerte, pero yo iba dominando la pelea definitivamente.
I was dominating the fight. It was a tough fight, but he felt he was dominating the fight.
Pero este árbitro, al igual que el hijo de él, pararon la pelea. La pelea anterior la paró el hijo de él.
He said that the referee stopped the fight, that the other fight, his son stopped it, and now he stops it.
Y él y su hijo son dos apostadores, porque ellos apuestan con unas personas del mismo pueblo donde yo vivo, son dos apostadores.
Now he's basically saying that the referee stopped the fight because they have gambling problems.
Y la comisión sabe que yo se lo dije que él era un apostador, él es un
And he told the
apostador.
commission that the referee was a gambler.
Para mí lo hizo mal en
And
ponerlo.
that he did it wrong in putting him out
Es
as a
algo
referee.
irresponsable de la comisión y irresponsable de él como
It's
árbitro.
very responsible for the commission to put him as a referee, knowing that he has a gambling problem per Juanma.
Wait a minute. You feel as though a gambling problem was the difference in this fight, even though you were being power punched more than 2-1, you were out power punched?
Sí, él dice que los golpes eran 2-1, que tú todavía piensas que fue por el referee que paró la pelea.
Pues claro que sí, no, él me está dando golpes fuertes, pero yo iba dominando la pelea. Pueden chequear la scorecard, o sea, iba ganando la pelea.
I was winning the fight, and basically he was punching me hard 2-1, but I was winning the fight. I was dominating.
You were very, very wobbly here after the knockdown. Tell us in your mind, we don't have the monitor, unfortunately. The monitor has gone out. Did you feel as though you were going to be able to continue?
¿Tú pensabas que podías seguir después de que pararon las peleas?
Sí, yo estoy bien consciente de todo lo que estoy diciendo, estoy bien consciente de lo que estoy aquí de pie.
He's very conscious of what he's saying, that he could still continue to fight.
All right, let's take a look now at the end of the fight. And please describe if you feel as though you are going to be able to continue based on what you see right here as you take a look, Juanma.
He already said that he saw the replay, but that he said that he could still continue even though he saw the hard punches.
Me dio un buen golpe, no, yo sé, ahí me dio un buen golpe,
He did hit
sí.
me hard, but I could still continue.
Pero yo me paré y estaba consciente de lo que estaba
I stood
haciendo.
up and I was conscious that I could still fight.
I think it's going to be very disturbing to the fans who are watching this, that you feel as though not only were you winning and dominating this fight, which clearly nothing would indicate that, but I think it's going to be disturbing that you think that there was some foul play. Are you sure that that is what you really feel and mean?
En lo que se refiere a los fanáticos, ellos van a estar no conscientes de lo que tú dijiste, de que no se pudo ganar debido al referí.
No, los fanáticos yo espero que lamento no haberle fallado, pero en realidad yo estaba bien consciente. Este referee la detuvo mal, lo sigo diciendo, la detuvo mal, él es un apostador y no me voy a quejar.
He's still, he's sorry about the fans that the way this ended, but that he still thinks that the referee had other issues.
You were ahead on the judges' cards. Would you like to have a third fight with Orlando?
Estaba adelante en lo que se refiere al scorecard. ¿Tú quieres tener otra pelea con Salido?
A mí yo lo que la compañía diga, definitivamente yo estoy puesta a pelear con Salido cuando sea y donde sea, no hay problema, con Salido o con cualquiera.
Whatever my promoter says, I'm willing to fight with Salido or anybody else.
Juanma, we appreciate it. Thank you for your time.
Gracias, felicidades, Juan.
No, gracias a todos ustedes, gracias por el apoyo.
Thank you, guys.
All right, Gus, back to you.
Thank you very much, Jim. And time now to go to the official scoring for Salido, Lopez, and guys, we may have seen a different fight than the judges here.
Well, very interesting. Denny Nelson, interestingly, we thought scored our Cloud Campillo fight correctly. I've got to take issue with him on this one. He had the fight as a draw. One of the other referees, Michael Pernick, had Lopez. Ironically, the winning score for Lopez came from a Puerto Rican judge. For Salido, that's for Lopez. Actually, two scores for Lopez, and then a draw on Denny Nelson. So I didn't agree with either of any of the scorecards. And let's look at Chuck Giampa's scorecard as he looks at it. He had Salido winning by a considerable margin.